Hi, I'm Greg Wilcox. I'm the Vice President for Mission Integration and Senior Pastor for Good Samaritan. I'd like to share just a devotional thought with you. This comes from the prophet Isaiah, one of the Old Testament books. It's the 41st chapter, verse 13. He shares a promise with God's people long ago, but a promise that's still very real and relevant for each of us today. Let me read that single verse. For I, the Lord your God, hold your right hand. It is I who say to you, fear not. I am the one who helps you. Well, during these days when the coronavirus seems to be the only thing that we hear in the news and read about in the papers, there is a lot of fear going around, and rightfully so. It is impacting much of the world around us, changing our day-to-day lives in so many ways, and it is scary. But this little Bible verse holds a wonderful promise for each of us, an image of Almighty God in great, gentle, compassionate love, taking each of us by the hand. When my kids were little, we went for the first time to Florida to visit my parents, and we went to the Atlantic Ocean. I still remember with my little daughter Kristen, who was 4 at the time, walking up close to the ocean and watching for a moment as the waves began to gather and then would curl and crash and come tumbling towards the shore. And Kristen's eyes were wide and she was frightened. She wouldn't go into the water. It was very scary. It obviously for her was a very powerful new reality. I took her by the right hand and said, let's walk in together. And so we walked in to the water that was coming up over the sand and got deeper and deeper until we felt for the first time a wave crash and come towards us, the tumbling surf. I held her tightly as the power of that tumbling wave came and pushed us a little bit. With my hand in hers, Kristen found enough courage to try to walk into that tumbling surf. She found, with me holding her hand tightly, that she could face this scary new thing that was there in front of her. Isaiah pictures for us a very similar sort of reality. God takes us by the hand and holds us tightly. And with our hands in God's, we can find the courage that each of us needs to face this scary new reality, this coronavirus. Doesn't mean that the power, the impact won't touch our lives. It surely already has and will continue to do so. But it does mean that with God holding on to us, there's nothing that happens to us that He and you and I can't face together. Would you pray with me, please? Gracious God, thank you. Thanks for holding us tightly. Thanks for your mighty arms and hands of love, and for your promise to be right here with us. As we face each new day and the ongoing threats of this coronavirus, the impact it's having on all of our lives, remind us that you are right here with us. Hold on to us tightly, and with your presence, give us a sense of courage and hope and peace. We pray, Jesus, in your name. Amen. Have a good day.